Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to today's video. In today's video, I'm gonna be, by the way, this is Road to 2000 Low, day 7 by now. And let's just get started, I guess. Alright, so, new game, play 10 minutes, start game. Alright, we got our first opponent. We're playing D4. There we go. E6. We're gonna change this back into a French defense. Or okay. Sorry if the video is blurry, by the way. I'm really sorry. Alright, D5, E5. I really like the advanced variation. Oops, my bad. Pawn to C3. We got this. You're really supposed to play C5. You can't play knight C6. And go bishop e3. I can go knight d2, queen c2, queen d3. My opponent's immediately trying to attack me. That's what's trying to happen. At least I think that's what he's trying to do. We gained a lot of rating points actually in the last few days. Knight b3, knight c5 is an interesting idea. You can play that. You can also play bishop d3 and just develop knight normal. But I'm gonna go attack immediately because my opponent played terribly wrong. I'm gonna go queen c2, rook d1, or long castle, bishop e2. Oh, that's tough. Sorry about that edit there. I had to lower the music a little bit. Now knight c5 immediately attacks the bishop, forcing it to go back or be defended by like rook b8. But I don't actually have to trade. By the way, or long castle. And my opponent severely weakened that side of the board. Now queen b3, queen a3 is an interesting idea. And there's like bishop takes b5 at all times, you know, and all those ideas. f6, okay, let's do this. I'm gonna stack the bishop. I don't care. I've lost so many games which I'm not supposed to lose. I literally hung my queen for no reason, so I don't even care anymore. Let's just go. Alright, bishop takes a6. Now I can play, I have to play knight takes a6, obviously. Okay, now here. I go here. One's probably gonna trade. Because that's what most beginners do. And even more intermediate players do. If they can trade a piece, they'll never evaluate whether they need to keep the tension or something. But okay. Queen f6. What? Whoa. That just hangs a knight. Okay, I'm gonna take the knight and now I'm threatening with queen b8, queen d8, and even bishop here. Oh my gosh. Why did my opponent hung that? That's just... Okay, now bishop here just wins immediately. Just absolutely demolished. Now I have like several ideas. In a4, setting up like a discovered attack, like knight b8, knight e5 stuff, with like double checks, and all those interesting ideas. The queen f5. I can just take a free rook, or I can play knight e5, or I can play queen b7. Queen b7 actually looks like completely game over. Queen b7. Then I can still take this rook. Then there's like queen c2. Okay, we're just gonna take the rook. I mean, if I lose this game, I'm just gonna, I don't know what to do. Queen check. Okay, king f1. I mean, we're up 9 points of material. King g1, king h2. Okay, my opponent takes that knight, but I can rescue this knight with a check. Yeah. Bishop f6, knight f6. I don't know what to play. Queen a3 just... I was almost about to play queen a3. There's knight f7. There is knight f7. d7. We're up 6 points on material. But how do I use it? King h2. There's queen e2. There's queen e2 or that, which are both super annoying. I can't go knight f7 anymore. Knight g3. Oh, there's queen e2. Queen e2, I think it's just, you can just win a knight. Or checkmate me. Queen e2 wins a knight. Yes. My opponent spots it, which is kinda interesting to me. And now I gotta defend this, and now there's bishop takes. And my opponent's only down knight for a rook. Now my opponent's just gonna take queen e4. Okay, king h2. Are you gonna put queen e2 back? Okay. My opponent just takes. Now it's time for me to start attacking my opponent. That pawn is hanging. If he moves like to g7 or something. g4, queen f2. So I gotta protect f2, which is the main problem. King g2, I guess. g4. Alright, let's close the position. I don't hate this position at all, to be completely honest. Alright, my opponent started to bring some pieces to the party. And we're gonna do the same thing. This game's kinda going slow. It has already been 9 minutes somehow. Alright, I think that just blunders because of rook e6 or queen e6. I think that just blunders the game. Yeah, that is just the 4th straight of queens. And now I attack the knight at the end, and this pawn would be hanging. I'll just take the pawn and I'm winning. This is an easy game to win. I can't possibly lose this game, but there's just no way. Yeah, the pawn on d5 right here was the only thing protecting them from losing the position immediately, but they moved it trying to attack me, which is completely idiotic. They gotta defend it. They gotta defend himself or herself. But they are just attacking. Now we're gonna take the queen. Knight d5. Now I can take this pawn or this pawn. Both pawns are free. I'm gonna take this pawn and just promote this. And this should be an easy game. Just win this pawn and promote. It should be an easy game, hopefully. Alright, pawn takes c3. I can also promote this pawn. My opponent's dealing with the worst pawn to handle in pawn endgames. Now f4 or f3. Or rook c1, rook c6. That just looks completely crushing. Rook c1, rook c2. No. Rook c4, rook c6. And that's just game over. I mean, you can't defend this position, honestly. And my opponent's down 30 seconds on time. I have to be a little bit careful. Rook c4 is crushing. And then h5, and then g5, g4, g5, g6, h6, h7, rook c4, and also threatening rook c6, and also threatening this pawn, and also threatening rook a4, which almost traps the knight. Oh wait. Oh, I think rook a6 traps the knight. Does it trap the knight? Yes, I think so. Alright, all of the squares are protected by this rook. And this rook is attacking this knight, and this should be game over. My opponent can probably resign. Alright. I just sent a message, but my opponent just resigned. Okay. Oh, there was a brilliant move. Should I game review this? I want to game review and see the brilliant move. I want to. Please just be the brilliant move. I don't think there was any.
And in this position, you sacrificed the bishop.
Oh, bishop takes b5 was a brilliant move. Alright, let's turn this off. Okay. Bishop takes b5. I knew the sacrifice would be good. And it was. My opponent just played a e-tape. And then bishop takes, knight takes. And then, yeah, this was. Yeah, I don't know what queen f6 was. You just hung the knight for no reason. But I don't know why you would do that, but that's life. And my opponent just completely got crushed. But let me go to. Let me turn on the eval. It's plus 6.7. I mean, yeah, my opponent d4. We turned it back into a French defense, and my opponent had a space disadvantage and proceeded to attack on a side that has no defense. And I immediately sacrificed the bishop. Bishop takes, knight takes. I wonder if I could have played queen b8. No, my gosh, I almost. C takes d4. Oh, C. Oh no, not that, not that. That just loses. C takes d4, knight f6, and I think it's rook c1. Yeah, rook c1. Yep. Rook c1 just completely crushing. You can't defend. You just can't defend this position. You just can't. Now the best thing is bishop b4 to lose your knight and then still get checkmated pretty soon, but at least be a little bit more, you know, at least stay in the game for a little bit more. Alright, that game took 15 minutes. That was a long game. So I'm gonna try to speed this game up a little bit. Alright, takes knight c6. Opponent has to defend his pawn. Right, with queen e3 or not. Alright, we're just speed running this game. I know I should have played this fast in a rapid game, but I have to. Alright, d4, e5, just completely crushing. This is just game over. No, this is literally game over. Like, I'm not even joking. This is literally game over. Even though I have double pawns, like, look at this pawn structure. Oh my gosh. Like, bishop takes, and then bishop takes. Knight c3, I take the knight, and then make my opponent have an isolated pawn. f5, e4, just completely crushing. e4, exactly what I was talking about. Alright, that's a little bit annoying. Okay, you could say that was a little bit annoying. I should have probably defended, but this is an endgame that I think is completely winning. Because first of all, I'm just up a pawn. Second of all, this pawn is a pass pawn. And then third of all, I don't know. I just think it's winning. I just think so. These pawns are gonna get me through. I just think. This game's gonna end really quick, actually. My opponent has no threat. He should have went rook f1, rook f2, and probably attacked this pawn. Instead, rook c3. He's gonna take here. Yep. Rook here, I'm guessing. Or rook f1. Which just looks idiotic. Because of king e5. And I just still defend this pawn and rook g1. Okay, rook f2. That's an interesting way of counterplay. But I don't think I need to care about these pawns that much. King f2, rook f3. No, rook f3 actually loses. Because I can't actually take because of the pin. Okay, now we just gotta actually win this game. Oh, I can't even. My gosh. I just blind for some reason. Alright, I don't think I care about these pawns here because I just promote this. But I really don't think I have to care about these pawns. King d1, rook g1 is almost checkmate. That is so close to checkmate. I'm just thinking of a way to checkmate my opponent immediately. e3. Rook takes rook g2, rook e2. Okay, that doesn't work. Alright, let's just give another check. Then maybe we'll go rook a3. I don't know. I really don't know at this point what I'm doing. e3 or rook a3. Let's go rook a3. Attack this pawn. That is what I expected. Rook e3, I just take. Or take like this. Alright, that forces a trade of rooks. Which I think is good for me. because I'm just up a pawn, and this pawn is so close to being a queen. I mean, how can you? I just win the other pawn too. Just for good measures, I win this pawn too. And e3, e2, e1 is just a queen. You can't stop me. King e3. Oh my gosh, rook f2, rook f1. Okay, maybe not. It's game over just yet. Oh wait, rook f1. Oh yeah, rook f1 just wins. This is just an easy winning game. Okay. But that makes the game survive a little bit longer. Oh wait, that is actually annoying. Because rook e1 is actually annoying. Alright, let's push this pawn. Oh my god, I might lose this game. Am I in a drawing position? I gotta analyze this game. I might. Oh. How? How is this a draw? Alright, that's just ridiculous. Alright, fine. Keep it. A2, A1. You gotta take this pawn. I mean, okay. King C3. King F3, I mean. Queen H7, I go here. King. Alright, this is just a draw. I don't know what you're trying to do. You're trying to come forward, but it's just not gonna work. At least I don't think. It's just stalemate. Yeah, I don't know how I lost that game. I think that should have been a win game. Okay. You still take. Oh. Oh. Oh my god, that is all. Oh my god. No, my. Why did my. Oh, Queen E2 is just winning. Queen E2 and then where's the mate? Queen F1. Instead, my opponent went Queen F1 right away and lost it. Oh my goodness, how did I lose that game? H2 BA. Oh, H. Oh, I missed. Oh my god, I missed it. Was a check. Oh, I panicked because I thought there was just Queen A8. Like, if this was the position, like it would have been. Like, if this was the position, like right here, let's say. Oh my gosh. Yeah, if this was the position, it would have been winning. Because of this. This is what I thought. But I forgot. Oh my god, I forgot this was a. Oh. Oh. Why did I. What? And instead, I just lost the game by going King G2. And that was the end of the game. And my opponent was so. What did I just do? Queen E2. King G1, Queen F1 is checkmate. Literally, Queen F1 is checkmate. And my opponent instead went went here. Here. I mean, seriously? I mean, are you? I just feel bad for that person. Alright, maybe one more game and then I think we're done for today. D5. Let's go. Pawn takes. Knight f6. Oh, no. That was the wrong pre-move. Hopefully my audio is recording. Because I have a high doubt it's not recording for some reason. But I think it is. I'm not sure. Okay, I don't know what this position is. I've never seen this position where the knights just stare at each other. Alright, that was good sport, okay? Say good game. I, I kind of want to give that guy a membership. I mean, that would be just crazy. I'm not gonna do that. No, I feel like I don't have that money. Well, no. And soon I'm gonna start streaming, guys. And I'm thinking of writing a book. I'm thinking of all these ideas. Or writing the book all by myself, and with no cost except for publishing the book um and uh and what was it, and printing the books, copies of books. That's the only thing that's probably gonna cost money. Except for that, I have Google Docs in my computer. At least that's how I think you should write a book, because I've never did one before. And I'm gonna ask my AI friend called ChatGPT. If you guys don't know who ChatGPT is, he's an AI friend who's really friendly to me, and I really like that guy for some reason. I really like him. And I'm gonna ask my friend ChatGPT here what to do to write a book. Writing a book has always been one of my dreams. Writing a book is just kind of cool. Like, it just is. I don't know how, but it just is. It's just like writing a book. I don't know how to express it. I really don't know. Um, okay, let's focus on the game a little bit here. That was what I was expecting. Queen e7, rook d8, and I should probably gonna hide my king. Take take with my king, and then just go to c8 and b8. That's probably what I'm gonna do, or just long castle if I can. I want to write a book, guys. Should I do it? I just want to write a book. Writing a book is so much easier than recording all of these videos. I'm like serious. Like seriously, it's just so much easier. Like just sit on the computer all day and then you just type your design. It just also needs a little bit of brain work. I'm not gonna lie. It does. Right, this check is not useful. By the way, you should not just give a check for no reason whatsoever with your bishops when the king doesn't have to move. Like in some cases, the king does have to move, and then the check could be useful, but in this case, it's just not. I'm gonna castle here and then play. Oh, oh, that's not a good move. Okay, I thought you were gonna take it with the rook and have an open. Okay, I guess that was just bad. I shouldn't have done that. And now I get to open rook file. Really wish I could win rook d2 check and pick up all these pawns, but I couldn't, unfortunately. And what do I do? Let's bring the king a little bit closer. Let me know in the comments what should the book be about. I want to write a book for some reason. And I'm just telling this again and again for no reason at all. That just sounds kind of silly. Like just telling I want to write a book, I want to write a book. Like. Okay. Anyways, rook e8, there's king d3, and then rook d8 check, or c5, b5, c4, and these 3 on 2 are gonna be the important part of the endgame. If I can trade, okay, I would take the. Alright, that's just That was an interesting idea. Okay, now bishop 8. I mean, are you kidding me right now? Seriously, or why would you possibly take this pawn? Why wouldn't you address the threat? Alright, now this is just easily winning. I don't know why I would lose this game. Except if I pre-move and I'm gonna lose probably. If I pre-move and this is just game over. Just complete game over. Rook b2, c5, c4, c3, c2, 1, c1. That's gonna be all my moves. Or rook takes a2. These 3 on 0 are gonna beat the knight and the pawn. And the king. Obviously. The king is just kind of weird because the king is I mean, I don't know why chess is created with the king not being the most powerful piece. Like, okay, the queen is the most powerful piece. I understand that. I don't really mind that. Um, like, I don't know why the king isn't. Because, first of all, the king rules the kingdom. Like, doesn't it rule the kingdom? I think so. I think the king rules the kingdom. I don't know why you would. The king is like the worst piece. Like, maybe the second best at least, you know? Like, why is the king the worst piece? I just don't understand. I mean, I really don't understand. Alright. Oh my god, why did I make a queen and that was checkmate? Literally. Gosh. Oh my god. Alright, this is just checkmate. There is no way to stop it. Just 5 more moves. And that's just checkmate. I don't know why the king, again, why is the king the worst piece in the game of chess? Literally. It's just so weird. Chess is just so weird. Like this game where e4 okay, no, we're not gonna rematch him because I think this is our last game because it's already been over 30 minutes. This is all equal and I'm kind of winning here. Bishop g4 I take, and g5 is just losing because of because the bishop takes, and if you take, I take here. I think that's what you do. Yeah, I take here, attacking your queen, and if you take here, I could. Can I take here? No. No, I can't take here. I just gotta go rook g8, and the thing is hanging, and the pawn is hanging, and I get an open file, and I get various threats like this, and my knight goes in the center very happily with the target of the queen, and yeah, that's why it's minus 2.5 here. But instead of all that, we just have pawn takes and bishop takes, and my bishop survived the apocalypse, and knight takes d3 and rook takes, and this is just game over. Especially e5. I mean, why would you play e5? No, seriously, why would you play e5? Like, that just loses a pawn for no reason. And why would you play, I mean, why would you play this? Like, bishop h2 is just. And then king f1, bishop takes, king takes. And we just had a simple game. We just pushed the pawn. And then we could have promoted knight f1. And I think the easiest way to checkmate here is queen c2, let our opponent queen take knight e3, queen f2, king h1, here, knight f1, rook f1. There we go. I think that's the easiest way to checkmate. But instead of all that, we had king takes f7 for some reason, and this was the end of the game. b3, king e1, I protect the rook, and the king can cross this line here, or cross this line here, So the king is cut off with these 5 squares, and that was the end of the game. I mean, even if that was the end of the game. Or for some reason you can promote to a rook if you want to be really fancy. And okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today's video. I just realized the music wasn't that loud, so maybe next time I'll fix it. And goodbye. Get out of here.